General Donovan, is it sedition for someone in the military to question whether an order is legal?
Senator, in my 37 years of experience, I've received many orders over time, and when I ever have faced a situation where I need to seek clarity, I ask our headquarters to clarify the task. Then I come back and work on that with legal advisors, the core staff, the subordinate commanders, senior enlisted leaders, and then present my thoughts to higher headquarters for their consideration.
Senator Elizabeth Warren did not come into this hearing to argue about military policy in the abstract. She came with a nomination, a command structure, and one question already sitting in the record. Lieutenant General Francis Donovan had been nominated to lead U.S. Southern Command. That would place him in charge of forces that could be ordered into future military action in Venezuela. Warren began with the responsibility attached to that job. He would not make policy, but service members under his command would depend on him to make sure they were not sent into operations that were not legal. Then she brought up press reports about his predecessor's concerns over illegal orders, not as a speech, not as a partisan accusation, as the groundwork for one precise question: what happens when a military officer believes an order may be unlawful? And more specifically, is it sedition for someone in the military to question whether an order is legal? Watch how Warren builds the record, and watch how long it takes General Donovan to give a direct answer.
Lieutenant General Donovan, you are nominated to lead Southern Command, which would make you the commander responsible for any future military actions in Venezuela. You won't make policy decisions, but service members will count on you to ensure that they are not asked to engage in military operations that are not legal. Now, according to press reports, your predecessor had serious concerns about illegal orders. That was not the case with these strikes. General Donovan, is it sedition for someone in the military to question whether an order is legal?
Senator, in my 37 years of experience, I've received many orders over time, and when I ever have faced a situation where I need to seek clarity, I ask our headquarters to clarify the task. Then I come back and work on that with legal advisors, the core staff, the subordinate commanders, senior enlisted leaders, and then present my thoughts to higher headquarters for their consideration.
So I think what you're telling me is you have questioned whether an order is legal. Is that right?
Senator, I did not. What I believe I'm focused on here is that the legality of the order. We face orders. We carry out missions. And so in that planning process, we look at all aspects of each mission, each task, each order to ensure that we're structuring the command, the force, the unit to achieve the objective.
I appreciate that, General, but that's the question I'm trying to ask is it sedition for someone in the military to question whether an order is legal? And I thought I just heard you say that you had actually questioned orders and whether they were legal, and you sought advice. So I will ask it one more time. Is it sedition to question whether an order is legal?
Senator, I would not use the term sedition. I use the term basically our good order and discipline, how we approach any situation where we have to accomplish a mission and provide the best capability for the task at hand.
I'm sorry, I still can't understand your answer here. I'm just asking a very straightforward question. You tell me you have questioned orders in the past about their legality. Is that right?
Senator, I have questioned orders when either one, I didn't understand, I wasn't equipped to carry them out, and I needed clarity before I can actually execute those orders. That's
but you've never questioned whether an order was legal. You've never wondered whether or not an order is legal and sought additional counsel on that?
Senator, in our planning processes, I always have a legal advisor at my side as part of the planning process, so I always have leveraged those legal advisors to give me the best answer. In the end, I'm responsible for the final decision to carry out or not carry out the order.
I will stop playing dodgeball here. You know, I thought that was going to be the easy question leading to harder questions. Back in 2016, Secretary Hegseth was very clear that service members have a duty not to follow illegal orders. Since then, he has repeatedly made clear his contempt for legal review, including by sidelining military legal advisors, the people who are supposed to help you stay on the right side of the law. And what I wanted to know is how you look at those issues. So let me try a different version of the question. General Donovan, if your legal advisor tells you that an order is illegal, will you refuse to carry out that order?
Senator, the legal advisor is one of many staff members that would provide their advice as we look at the scenario, the situation at hand. I will take that very seriously if my legal advisor says that is an illegal order, and I will seek clarification from higher headquarters.
Okay. And if somebody higher says no, what are you going to do at that point?
Senator, then I make a decision using 37 years' experience to carry out that order or not.
Okay, but your intention is not to carry out an illegal order, is that right?
I will never carry an illegal order, Senator.
I appreciate that. That's what I want to hear.
There is a moment in this hearing when the legal question is already clear, but the answer is not. Senator Elizabeth Warren did not build her case from leaked files, a court order, a settlement, or redactions. She built it from the record before the committee, a nomination, a chain of command, and the testimony of the officer seeking authority over it. Lieutenant General Francis Donovan had been nominated to lead U.S. Southern Command. Warren's opening statement placed that role in the context of possible future operations in Venezuela. Her question was not whether Donovan would make foreign policy. It was what he would do when policy arrived as an order. The timeline is revealing. Warren asks whether questioning the legality of an order is sedition. Donovan answers with process. He cites 37 years of experience. He describes headquarters, staff, legal advisors, clarification, and mission planning. Those details may matter, but they do not resolve the conflict. An order can be fully understood and still be unlawful. A unit can be fully equipped and still be asked to do something the law does not permit. Clarity is not legality. Procedure is not a defense. The witness testified that legal advisors are part of his planning process. He said their advice would be taken seriously. He also said he was responsible for the final decision to carry out an order or not. Then Warren narrowed the record. What happens if the legal advisor says the order is illegal? Donovan did not immediately say he would refuse. He said he would seek clarification from higher headquarters. That answer did not close the file. A higher headquarters can repeat an instruction. It can endorse it. It can make the pressure stronger. But it cannot change the legal status of the act. Rank may explain where an order came from. It does not erase the responsibility of the person who executes it. This is why the final exchange matters. Warren removes the staff language, the planning language, and the references to hierarchy. She asks for one commitment that can be preserved in the permanent record. Would he carry out an illegal order? Donovan's final answer is exact. I will never carry an illegal order, Senator. That statement is the resolution, but the route to it is the evidence. The pattern is not that a commander rejected the law. The pattern is that a direct question about legal limits required repeated questioning before it received a direct answer. And that is the larger institutional issue. Public trust cannot rest on private judgment alone. It depends on whether officials will define the boundary of their power before that power is used against someone else. The chain of command can transmit an order. It cannot transmit away responsibility.